Que lo que, mi gente? What is up, guys? What is up? What is up? What is up? Give you guys some time to get the notification. Get y'all some time to get in here. Let me make sure the notification came through. Hello, hello. Muy buenas tardes. Perdón, muy buenas noches. What's going on? What's going on, guys? Good evening. Buenas noches. How are you guys doing today? Waiting for some more people to get in here. See who all gets on, who all joins. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Saludos. Le mando saludos a todo el mundo que me está viendo en este momento. Hello, hello. Hello. Today is January the 3rd, right? Yeah, today is January the 3rd. Hoy es el 3 de enero. We're here, going strong. I've been alive every day. Haven't missed a day. Don't plan on missing a day. Trying to see if more people are going to log on, more people are going to come on. So if you're just not entering the chat, hello. I had a question. So I want to ask for most of you guys who are in here, you guys are in here because we're learning Spanish. And so my question I want to ask, I'll see if I can put it in the chat, is what has been the most difficult thing about learning Spanish for you thus far? What has been the most difficult thing for you learning Spanish thus far? So if you're just not entering the chat, that is a question that I would love for you guys to answer. Is what has been the most difficult thing for you guys learning Spanish thus far? I know for myself, the most difficult thing for me happened to be the different uses of se, the different uses of le, and the different like era, estar, estaba, fue, like all of that was super difficult for me. So I want to know what has been the most difficult thing for you guys learning Spanish thus far. Let me see if I can send the link out. Give me a second. See if I can send the link out. Hola, hola, Azriel. How are you? How are you doing today? Nice to see you. Thank you for coming every time. I don't know if you can see the chat. I wrote a message in there. Not a message, but a question. Basically, what has been the most difficult thing for you learning Spanish thus far is something I want to dive into today. Building a routine to study Spanish. Okay, yes. Building a routine to study Spanish. How difficult has that been for you? Have you tried to sit down and come up with a routine? You don't know where to start? Like, what is it about building a routine that seems to be more like the difficult thing for you in terms of learning Spanish? I know for myself, the most difficult thing, I don't know if you were in here when I said it, but the most difficult thing for me with learning Spanish when I first started was the different uses of se, the different uses of le, and the difference between era, estar, estaba, fue. Like that was very, very, very complex for me, very difficult. It took me a very long time to finally understand how to use all of those different words that mean the same thing, which translate to was in English. So that was the most difficult thing for me. Building a routine to study Spanish. I don't know if I had a routine. I think my routine was just studying every day. Like I think that was just the routine. I would say structure, and I don't know where to start. Okay. Structure. Can you could you elaborate just a little bit more for me in terms of like structure? Like what do you mean by like structure? What did you study? So for me myself, I basically studied I don't know if you saw my video where I recommended mastering Spanish grammar and mastering Spanish vocabulary. Those were two resources that I used that really helped me a lot. And then I also studied by watching certain shows and movies and stuff. And writing down like what it was I was seeing in the subtitles, and then going back and translating it and making it make sense, stuff like that. That's the way I had studied. That was the way that I had did it. But as far as like a routine, I didn't really have a routine. It was just something that I just did every day. Like I wasn't like I'm gonna sit down and study at 3 p.m. Like it was just something I did every day, and it was something I did throughout my day as well, like the whole day. So that's how I did it. Um, what about anybody else? If you're just joining the chat, the question that I proposed was, what has been the most difficult thing for you learning Spanish thus far? Structure being like exercises for reading, writing, speaking, listening, what to do on day to day versus the other day kind of thing. Right. So those are two resources that I mentioned to you would be really, really, really helpful. Wanda. Oh, hello, Wanda. How are you? How are you doing? I hope that you're well. Nice to see you in the chat. Um, Reading, I recommend kids books, like children books. You could probably go to your local library or even order books from Barnes and Nobles, which I personally really love Barnes and Nobles. You could find like children's books, and you could read those books, start to like learn to build basic sentence structures, and learning different vocabulary words and things like that could help you. Azriel. One says, "Well, thanks." In you, I'm doing really good. I think this is the first time I've seen you. I've been going live now. I think this is my fourth live. I've been going live every day for the past like 4 days, 5 days, something like that. Miss Wanda, I will be live every day, Monday through Saturday, from 6 p.m. Well, 6:30 to about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Um, I'm on Texas time. I live in Texas, so. But this is my first time here. Yes, I haven't saw you in the comments, so that's very exciting. I think I've seen you. I think I've seen you before, like under my videos, if I'm not mistaken, in the comments there, but never in the live chat. So it's really nice to have you. Thanks for popping in. Right now, the question that I proposed was, what is one of the most difficult things? Well, let me go back up and read it. Hold on, give me a second. The question on what has been the most difficult thing for you as far as learning Spanish up until this point in your journey, in your Spanish learning journey? I'm sorry if you guys can hear the dogs back there. They're being really obnoxious for like no reason. Um, so yeah, those were some of the things that were very difficult for me. Um, I'm gonna give time for the answers to come in. Sometimes they come in slow on my end. And then another question I had, I'm gonna ask another question. I want to know from you guys' own personal experiences, like what do you guys think is the most common mistakes that learners make? Are you by yourself today? Yes, I am by myself today. Normally they'll text me and ask for a link or something like that, but they're probably busy today. So yeah, I'm still here. And I'm telling you, Aziel, I don't like coming up here alone, but I wasn't gonna let that stop me from coming on today. So here I am on the live. Um, Maybe some days I'll be by myself, but not every day. There are days where people are off and they'll come up here um, to have conversation, practice, learn all the things. But as of today, yeah, I'm probably gonna be by myself today, which is fine. I understand. Kudos. Yes. So again, I'm gonna type the question. What do you guys think is the most common, either common mistake or common mistakes that you guys think a lot of beginners make? Um, that beginners make en español. What do you guys think they are? I have a whole list of little things that people do. The one thing that I noticed that beginners do that I even found myself doing it once upon a time was trying to translate everything word for word, which that's something that I do not recommend at all. Another thing is that Spanish is its own language. So I would say being fearful of success and or being intimidated to start. Wow. Azria, do you want to know something? So this is a really like vulnerable moment for me. The fact that you just said that is really crazy, only because that is the reason why I've been super inconsistent with YouTube. Is because I have been afraid, I've been fearful of success. And I was talking to my dad about that, and I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of people, but I've always been afraid that, like, oh my God, what if it does well? Oh my God, what if people actually join? Oh my God, what if people subscribe? Oh my God, what if, like, I've always been afraid of that. And as of 2025, I kind of made it my duty to not let that be the reason. Like, success should not be something that we're afraid of. We should like embrace success. We should, like, everybody should want to be successful. Um, but that is really crazy you said that, because I haven't really heard anybody else say that. But that's exactly how I felt in regards to my YouTube channel. Um, yeah, that's really crazy. Um, so yeah, being fearful to speak, um, possibly just focusing on grammar solely and not speaking or talking while learning. Yes, a lot of people make those mistakes of just focusing primarily on grammar and trying to not focus on everything else. While grammar is important, um, I think it's okay to try to compare our learning journeys and our learning experiences to children. Like, children just hear something repeated, they just talk. And then through conversation, people correct them, and then they just slowly begin to self correct. And I think that's what we should do as far as learning languages, or Spanish in this case, and not try to focus so much on grammar. That'll come over time naturally. Just, try to focus on speaking is great. um Being intimidated to start, yes, it kind of is intimidating, not gonna lie. um but once you get over that hump, like once you speak to your first native person and you see their reaction, it'll kind of give you a sense of like you want to keep going out and doing it again and again and again. um Too many goals all at once, absolutely, yes. So it's hard to arrive, like it's impossible to arrive at two or three or four destinations at once, right? You just got to go one place and the next place and the next place. um and so while it is good to maybe set a few goals at once, you want to have one that you're mainly focused on, and then after you achieve that one, then you move to the next one, then you move to the next one, then you move to the next one. And so yes, a lot of people have many goals at once, or they try to study um like present tense, past tense, future, all in the same time. And it's like, okay, you want to master one thing first, and then after mastering that, then you can move on to the next thing. So I also agree with that. People do have a lot of goals at once. Um, but if they just focused on one thing and getting good at that one and then moving to the next one, they'll see a huge like um, they'll see a lot more success. And then also, I think that's another reason why people end up quitting or giving up on learning languages or learning Spanish, because they have all these goals at once and then they become overwhelmed. And so they end up giving up. So I think, yes, I think that is true. I think that is true. Um, Hold on, let me see. Yeah, so that's a common mistake as well. And then Azriel and Miss Wanda, since you guys are in here, let me put it in the chat. Okay, um, so today I kind of want to teach, since I was up here by myself, and that's what I do, teach. And so I was wondering if you guys ever had any trouble with era fue, estaba, or en estuve, or do you guys just know what they mean? I'm very curious to know. Because, like, again, I'll reiterate, when I was learning those four words that mean the exact same thing, kind of, sort of, when you translate them to English, they mean the same thing. But in Spanish, they all have their own special use. But those four words for the longest gave me a lot of problem, a lot of trouble, a lot of headache. And the day I discovered and figured out, oh my God, I was so excited, and so happy. Never heard of these words. Hello? You've never heard of these words ever? Um, wow. You never heard of these words, really? These words are used everywhere, all the time, every day, in everyday conversation. These words are used. Now, I don't know, you probably know the verb, so you probably know, you probably have heard of those words, estar and ser and estar. So I'm sure you've heard of those two words, correct? I'm fresh into the journey. Oh, you're fresh into the journey. Okay, fresh into the journey. Yes, Miss Wanda says she had heard those words. Yes. So do you know how to use them? Do you know when to use them or no? And so, Aziel, with you being fresh into the journey, you're gonna see those words a lot. Different sentences, different scenarios, all the things, you're gonna see those words. And they're gonna confuse you, but don't let them confuse you. Um, un poco. Okay. Why don't you try to give me an example? So give me an example, using try to give me an example using each of the words. How about that? So give me era, fue, estaba, and estuve. Give me an example, one example using each word. Um, how would you use them? I'm curious to know. Um, if it's wrong, we'll go over it. We'll break it down. If it's right, I'll explain why it's correct. But I want to see how much you know. So you just give me a sentence, using each one of those words. And Ozzy, I don't know. I tried to email you back. Well, I did email you back. I don't know why. Did you end up getting it, or no? Cuando era joven, nació mi hija. Okay, perfect. Yes. Cuando era joven. Uh-huh. ¿Qué dice? Hija o hijo? Hija. Uh-huh. Right. So that's correct. So cuando era joven, nació mi hijo. Yes, that's correct. What's the other one? No, I checked very periodically. I don't know why. I'll probably end up trying to send another one. Um, I'll probably try to send another one to you. I tried to send two already. I don't know what's going on. Un momento. No, está bien. It's so strange. Yeah, it is because I got yours. Let me see. Let me see. I'll try to send you another one after this one. And then if not, we have to find a different way. I don't know a different way that we could do it. I would have to see. Um, Wait, so Aziel, remind me again, how much time do you have learning Spanish? Because I can't remember right now exactly, like how fresh are you into the journey? How fresh are you into the journey? Give me 1 second. En el pasado yo estaba, hold on, un talla pequeña es loco, LOL. En el pasado yo estaba, um, so talla, okay, so with talla meaning size, right? Um, la talla meaning size, right? So en el pasado, uh-huh, una talla pequeña. Sí, right. Okay. I'm trying to think if that's correct. Hold on. En el pasado, yo estaba. So with that word, you wouldn't even. I don't even think you would even use estaba. You would say usaba. So you would use usaba. You use usaba. I typically try to do an hour. I would spend more, but I don't know what to study. Right. So I had recommended, like I told you, mastering Spanish grammar and mastering Spanish vocabulary. If you were to get those two together and study them, you'd have a very good grasp on Spanish, like a very, very good one. Um, those are the only resources, like tangible resources that I'm able to um recommend to you because those are the only two that I've used personally. I haven't used anything else. Like I don't know any other textbook. I don't know any other resources that are tangible outside of those two because those are the only two that I've used. And I mean, you see what they did for me. So I really recommend those to everybody. Um, yes, Miss Wanda, I would use that word. Um, do you want to try to give a different example? Let's see. Let's see. But yeah, that is what those are the two that I would recommend to you, and you can find them on the website of Barnes and Nobles. How long did it take you to go through the book? Yeah, it takes a while to go through the book because the books, or at least the grammar book, is gonna take a little minute because it breaks everything down for you. Um, like by the time you get done with that book, you're gonna be a master at it. So it's gonna take you some time. Um, it's gonna take you some time, but it's worth going through the book. It really is. It's worth going through the book. Um, yo no sé los de fue en estuve. Okay. So with the verb, so we know that we have the verb ser and we have the verb estar, right? And they both mean, hold on, and they both mean to be, right? And then the past tense of to be was, was. So there's four words. So we have estuve, estaba, hold on, estuve, estaba, era, and fue. Okay, correct? Okay. So we know that we have those four. Estuve, estaba, era, and fue. We got that. So with the two verbs said in estar and the four verbs estuve, estaba, era, and fue, two of those words belong to one verb and the other two belong to the other verb. So ser has era and fue. Those come from the verb ser. And estaba and estuve come from the verb estar, right? Those are where those come from, okay? So again, era and fue come from the verb ser, which means to be. And estaba and estuve both come from the verb estar, which means to be as well. Now, we know in Spanish, unless you're new, you don't know, but in Spanish, we have two different past tense forms. So we have the pretérito and we have the imperfecto, right? We have the pretérito and the imperfecto. So if you don't know what those two mean, basically the past tense for pretérito is something that happened in the past that was pretty quick, right? You can give an exact time to when it happened. You can give an exact date to when it happened. You can give an exact moment to when it happened, right? So for example, which one? We'll do um we'll do we'll do estar, right? So estar in the pretérito is where you would get the verb estuve. Estuve. So example would be I was there yesterday, right? So yesterday, that's an exact day, right? I was there yesterday. So you can say yo estuve ahí ayer, right? You wouldn't say yo estaba ahí ayer, right? You would say yo estuve because estuve is with the verb estar in the pretérito form, right? Now, if you want to say, um, I was in church every Sunday, right? Every Sunday. Every Sunday, you can't just, hola, buenas tardes, hola, Star Cloud, ¿cómo estás? How are you? So if you want to say I was in church every Sunday, you would say yo estaba en la iglesia, cada domingo, cada domingo. I was in church every Sunday. I was in church every Sunday. And the reason why it would be estaba and not estuve is because there wasn't a certain time in which you were there. You were there every Sunday, right? That could be every Sunday for a year. That could be every Sunday for 2 years. That could be every Sunday for a few months. Like, we don't know, right? We just know every Sunday over a long period of time, you were in church, right? That's something that was habitual. So anytime you're saying was doing something and it was more than once and it was like a habitual thing, ongoing thing, you would use the imperfecto, which is the imperfect, right? So again, we have yo estuve ahí ayer. I was there yesterday, and it's estuve because again, you could give an exact moment to which you were somewhere. And then you have yo estaba en la iglesia cada domingo because you were there every Sunday over different periods of time. Um, Let me know in the chat if you guys are keeping up and you guys are understanding exactly what I'm saying, or if you guys need me to break it down some more to you. Right? I'll wait for you guys to answer. And then the same ends up happening with era and fue, which come from the verb ser. I'll get into that once I see that you guys are able to keep up with me. And let me know if you guys can see my comments too in the chat. I'm not sure. So with era and fue, I can see them. Okay, great. So with era and fue, we know that they come from the verb ser, right? Now, again, you guys remember we have the pretérito and the imperfecto. The pretérito is the thing where we can give an exact time, date, moment, instant when something was. And the imperfecto, the imperfect, is something that we probably can't give a specific date to, right? So if you can say when I was young or when I was a kid, so you can say cuando, let me see, cuando yo era, the most common one is cuando yo era niño, right? That's one of the common ones that people say. Cuando yo era niño, yo, hold on. Yo hablaba mucho, right? So cuando yo era niño, yo hablaba mucho. When I was young or when I was a kid, I talked a lot, right? Cuando yo era niño, yo hablaba mucho, right? You wouldn't say cuando yo fue un niño or cuando yo estaba un niño. You would say cuando yo era un niño. And then with fue, you would say like someone could say, hey, when did it happen? Right? When did it happen? ¿Cuándo pasó? ¿Cuándo pasó? And you can say it was yesterday, right? It was yesterday. Because you got to remember that the days of the week come from the verb ser. Es hoy, es mañana, whatever, right? So you can say fue ayer. I don't know if you guys are keeping up or if you guys have any questions about this particular thing. I keep getting a lot of messages. Let me see. Yeah, you can. Let me see. Okay. I want to know if you guys are keeping up or if you guys have any questions, concerns, anything like that. Let me know down below in the chat. Okay, good thing you guys can see my comments. Great. Because I don't have a whiteboard or anything. I should probably get one. But I noticed that whenever I think I tried to one time, but everything was backwards. It seemed backwards, at least on my end. So when I showed you guys the board, it looked, you guys are basically reading backwards, and that's not useful, I don't think. Who is this people? I keep getting all these different messages. Trying to see if you guys are understanding what I'm saying at all. Few people in here. And say I was wondering about perfecto versus imperfecto. What you said makes sense so far. Yeah, so a lot of people get it confused. And just so you guys know, there's a lot more to it than just what I was explaining. Like that's just a part of it. Like there's still other things to it. If y'all want, I could dedicate like a whole live to the pretérito versus the imperfecto. I'm down with that. I would just have to outline it so I can make sure I stay on track and explain everything I need to explain. But for sure, a lot of people have questions about the pretérito versus imperfecto. It is very simple. It's very, very easy. Um, I'll be able to help you with that. Star Cloud, where are you from? I don't know if I've ever seen you on the live before. I can't remember all the people that come in and out, um, unless I see you every day consistently since I've been on. And Azriel is one person I've seen consistency since I've been on, so it's easy to recognize her. Miss Wanda, I guess it's her first time being in, and then Star Cloud. I don't remember seeing you in the other lives, so if you would introduce yourself to me, so I can kind of begin to get familiar with you, just in case I happen to see you again on another live. Um, Justina, hello. So YouTube user, is that your name, Justina? Hello, how are you? I've seen you before. Welcome back. Bienvenida, bienvenida. Um, and Star Cloud, I also want to know, like, how long have you been? Oh, it's Mookie. Hi, Mookie. How are you? Oh, you have different accounts. Sí, y bien, gracias. Qué bueno. Qué bien. Justina, where are you from? If you want to know. Mookie, this is some of the questions you should have asked yesterday when you was up here. You probably didn't have them in your notebook though, so that's probably what that was. But yeah, I think what I also start doing is like helping to break down some other things. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about it on here since you guys are here. But I am New Orleans. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, New Orleans. I've never been to New Orleans. Um, I wanted to go. I don't know if they have like the Mardi Gras over there. I think so. I'm not sure. My aunt was telling me about it, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to go." I think she said it was in New Orleans. I'm not sure, but for those of you guys who are on here, I'll talk a little bit about it, but I'll have more detail. Like the more I go live, the more details like you guys will get. The Mardi Gras is March 4th. Oh, really? Okay. My birthday is March 10th, so I might try to go. I'll see. I'm in Texas, so the drive is not like super, super far away. Um, but anyway, so I want to talk to you guys about. So I'm doing the lives every day. You guys know I go live 6 days a week, which has been great. It's fantastic. But this is mostly for like engagement with you guys, but also for people coming up on the panel and like practicing their Spanish and things like that. That's really what I go live for, answering any of you guys questions, helping you guys on your journey and all that. But pretty soon, probably next month, March. I mean, not March, February. I'm going to be talking more about the community that I'm starting. And you guys can join that. And in there, we'll be going through different resources together. We'll be like, so the Spanish book that I've been telling you guys about, the Mastering Spanish Grammar, we were going to go through that whole entire book together, like the whole thing, from beginning to end. Amongst a lot of other things, there will be challenges within the group, the community. There's just going to be a lot more to the community than there is here. Um, and so you guys might want to be on the lookout for that. I'll talk more about that soon. Um, I think you guys will really enjoy that as well. Um, so yeah. And then that's also what CGT means. I still haven't revealed what CGT means. Um, I don't know when I will. I have to see. Um, but CGT is the name of the community, if you guys want to know. So there's a hint there. CGT is the name of the community that I'm going to be starting up soon. Mookie's on the panel yesterday. Yes, Mookie was on the panel yesterday. She did really, really, really good. I was really proud of her. I'm glad she came on. Today I started conjugating common verbs. Okay, great. Yes, Spanish has a bunch of different ways to conjugate verbs. Community growing together. That sounds really nice, but that is not what it means. That's not what it means. But that would be nice. Community growing together. Yeah. No, it has a whole different meaning to it. I will be revealing that meaning as when I reveal the group, the community, and where you guys can sign up to join the community. I'm interested in the new community Spanish project, learning project. Yeah, you guys, it's gonna be really good. There'll be like a monthly charge for it, but I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. For sure. I'll probably talk more about that. I plan on talking more about that within like the next 2 weeks or so. And so you guys can be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we'll be going over that whole Mastering Spanish Grammar book from front to back, front to back. And I'm thinking with that, it'll probably take a few months. Probably it will not probably, but it will. It will take a few months. Um, so yeah, that's just one out of so many other things we're going to be doing over there within the community. Um, but I'll give you guys more information. Which book? I don't know if you heard about the book, but anybody who asks me or wants me to recommend them any resources, I always recommend to them the Mastering Spanish Grammar book. We're going to be going through that book from beginning to end. And like I said, it will take a few months, only because of the way I am. I'm not slow, but I want everybody to understand. And we're going to be going over them, breaking them down. There's going to be lots of examples, lots of different things. So it's going to take a while, but it's a really great book. It's a really, really good book as well. And then common verbs you're conjugating. What are some of the common verbs that you're conjugating? Like hablar, tomar, beber, like verbs like that. And are you conjugating in the present tense, or are you focused like which tense are you conjugating in currently? Because they're all different. So the future tense, the present tense, all that. Is that Barnes? What are you trying to say? Is that like Barnes and Nobles, the book? If that's what you mean to say, then yes, the book is from Barnes and Nobles. You can find it on the website. I don't have the book with me right now, because I'm still on vacation right now, for like another 2 days before I go back home. But Ser, estar, poder, etc. Present tense. Okay, great. Yeah, those are all very important verbs. And then present tense is really good to start off with. I'm glad. I'm glad you didn't start off with any other tense. Yeah, present tense is um really good to start off with. And next time you come, yes, it is yellow. Yes, that's the book. Hold on. Mookie, I'm gonna write this down. The verbs you're saying that you're learning how to conjugate in the present tense, and we're gonna talk about them next time you come on the panel. I feel like Spain had a lot of vocabulary words, so it's a bit challenging to keep track of them all. There's a lot of words, yes. Keeping track of them, it becomes easier once you're able to put the word in a context. So if you just have a bunch of vocabulary words, but you don't have a scenario in which to put them in, um, it could be difficult for you. But once you start putting the vocabulary words into practice, creating sentences and going out and using them, it's not that bad. Poder, etc. It's like I send you the list on Instagram. You can. I don't really need the list. When you come up here next time, we'll just kind of talk about them and see how much you're able to like remember. I'll ask you some questions and see in which person you know how to conjugate it with. So like yo puedo, tú puedes, ella puede, stuff like that. And we'll practice some of those as well, which would be pretty cool. J Dot, how are you? I hope that you're doing well. Let's see who else is in here. K Thomas. Hey, what's up? I remember you from the other day. Que lo que? Te mando saludos. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited about the whole community thing. And really love how you guys talk amongst yourself within the comments. It's really cool. There will be a lot of that over there. In the community as well. It's just gonna be more fun. Like this is fun, don't get me wrong, but like that's gonna be way more fun and more educational, more informative, things like that. There'll be a lot of daily challenges as well. The main thing that I want you guys in the community to do is obviously to speak. There'll be a lot of speaking challenges going on, things like that, a lot of different things that are going to help you guys to improve your Spanish in a fun educational way, and then together as a community with other people, so nobody has the excuse of I don't have anybody to practice with, I don't have anybody to talk to, I don't have anybody to ask any questions to. And then within the community as well, you guys would have 24-hour access to me. So asking me any question that you need. If you don't understand this, understand that, all the different things. I'll be able to give you guys all the juice on that in a few weeks. I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to present it to you guys. So that's the only thing with that. And then J Dot, you said, is it yellow? Do you have the book? Like, how's the book been for you? Have you been using the book, or do you just know it because you've seen it online? Did you purchase the book? Yes, I love this whole idea. Yeah, no, it's gonna be really, really, really great. Like, really great, really great, really great. And like I said, it will be paid like a fee, so it'll be like a monthly cost. But I believe it's gonna be worth every penny. Was the Master Spanish Grammar book a good source of learning? I may consider buying it. I'm gonna say it like this, okay? And I tell this to everybody. The title of the book is called Mastering Spanish Grammar, and they have a vocabulary book. So it's Mastering Spanish Grammar and Mastering Spanish Vocabulary. And I'm going to tell you, the title, it says it, mastering. That's exactly what you're going to do when you're done with that book. You're going to be a master at the grammar in the vocab. Like you just are going to be. Like there's no other way around it. Like there's no way you're going to go through that book and finish it and still be confused. Now, if you are, I don't know. I really don't know. But that book was a game changer for me. It really was. And to a few people, I don't know if you guys have seen Wisdom. Wisdom has been up here too. Wisdom actually, I told him about the book. He bought the book, and Wisdom's only been learning Spanish for like a year and a half now. Like he's not even at a 2 year mark, and the dude speaks really, 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 really good Spanish. And a lot of questions that he's had about grammar, he's been able to find in that book. Um, and so once I start the community here soon, and we're all in there. Whoever decides to purchase to come in there, we're gonna go over the book um, together from beginning to end. Which, like I said, it should take a few months, um, but it's a really good book. I borrowed another Burroughs book from the library a while ago and never used it. I returned it, and ever since then, I haven't been. It hasn't been available at my local library. Oh, okay, yeah. You never used the book? Oh, you said another book. Okay. Was it like a different like Spanish vocabulary, Spanish grammar book? Like I said, I don't know much about any other books because once I had those two books, I there was nothing else that I needed. Nos vemos. I have to go. I'll be here again. All right. Have a good night. We will see you soon. Que te cuides. So yeah, like I was saying, no, I haven't used any other books besides those two. So I can't comment on any other books outside of those two. Those were the only two books that I'm able to like comment on and talk about as well. And then K Thomas, J Dot, who else was in here? If you guys ever want to join, like I said, you guys can request a link from me and I will send it to you guys and we can have these exact same conversations with you guys up here on the panel if you guys are interested. If you guys are interested. Um and I don't know if you guys know, but like to get up here is free. I just thought I'd throw that out there. This is completely free. Like this is like zero charge. So like if you guys are thinking that you have to like be part of some kind of community or a fee to get up here, no, 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 no. You don't. Um, you do not at all. Um, so yeah. I'm about to get off soon, guys. Maybe in about another 5 minutes or so. Um, so if you guys have any like comments or anything that you guys want to say before I get off, I am willing to answer any questions, respond to any comments, anything like that. If you guys have any, you guys can leave them down below in the chat. I always appreciate you guys being here like every single time. I really do. Being up here alone is not easy. Okay, it is not easy. What's the second book that helped you? I only heard of the Mastering Spanish Grammar. The second book was Mastering Spanish Vocabulary. So it's the same kind of book, just one is grammar and one is vocabulary. And those two together, chef's kiss, literally. Um, yeah. So those are the two books. And then amongst other resources as far as like YouTube and music and movies and shows and stuff like that. But as far as like actual tangible items that I used, those were the only two that I've used. Nothing more. Any more comments? Any more questions from anyone? Oh, yeah. Dynamic duo. Absolutely. I don't have any other questions at the moment. That's perfectly fine. I'll be here tomorrow too. So if you guys have any more comments that you want to think about or questions or anything that you want to ask tomorrow, that's fine. I don't know if I'm going to be by myself tomorrow. I'm going to see tomorrow Saturday. So some of them should be off tomorrow. I'm not sure. They'll let me know and they'll come on. And if not, I'll be here by myself again. Whether they come or not, I'm still going to show up. Aside from how difficult it seems or how difficult it is for me to come on here by myself, I'm still going to come. on here for you guys, answer any questions, engage with you guys. Um, I would like to speak more Spanish, but a lot of you guys are like a really beginner, and I don't want to lose you guys or have you guys confused as to what it is I'm saying. Um, and so I think if I'm ever on here by myself, I'll probably do like more teaching. One day I'll get over the fear of speaking and maybe doing a live though, hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, hopefully you do. Mookie was a little afraid too, so she ended up coming on and just turning off the camera. So your camera doesn't have to be on when you're up here. It doesn't have to be on. Your camera could be off and you just speaking. If that's more comfortable for you, that's fine as well. So if you ever want to join and you have the confidence to just speak but not be seen speaking, that's fine too. You can still join and yeah, we'll just see your face whenever you're ready, I guess. Um, Azriel, thank you so much. Literally every time I come live, you're on here. So I thank you. Buenas noches y está haciendo un gran trabajo. Muchas gracias, señor. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches. Que pasen buenas noches. Um, and I'll probably see you tomorrow or the next day. So yeah, good night. Of course, no, really, Aziel, I'm really appreciative, really, really for everybody, for everybody. But yeah, if you guys don't have any more comments or anything like that, if you guys want to think of anything for tomorrow, I will be here same time again tomorrow. Um, and then Sunday, I won't be here. Just so we're clear, I won't be here on Sunday, but I will be here tomorrow on Saturday. Um, answering any more questions, having more conversations, and stuff like that. So thanks and good night. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And again, if you guys come tomorrow, I'll be here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You have a good night. Adios, each other. Adios. Bye, guys. I'm gonna end the stream.